Hey guys, what's up? What's up? Happy 2020, New Year, great energy, increasing vibes. The sun is just out here in Houston and it feels good, man. Life is good. Um, Felt like I needed to make a video. And my prayer is that God speaks to me right now. That you would hear the voice of God through my flesh, and that whatever we speak and have a dialogue right now will be increasing to you and your life's purpose. Just sitting here, I do a lot of personal development. I have many mentors that I have not met, but they play a huge part of my life daily. From listening to the God in them and being able and open to receive what they're talking about, and having that relationship with God to where after I hear them speak, receiving revelation on what was spoken. And one thing that stood out to me in my personal development this year so far in 2020, the first couple of weeks in January, is the word betrayal. And betrayal, many definitions, but I just my definition would be a broken contract of trust. You broke the contract of trust. You broke the contract of what was to be true. And if it was to be true, how did it become false? And in my development and in my growing and still development and learning of what betrayal really means, my understanding of betrayal always had to do with somebody breaking a bond or a trust or a relationship with me, or me doing it to them, or right, it had to do with someone, a third party or a second party, right? And my development along my path's journey, my life's journey, right, going down my path, and same with you. I understood that sense of betrayal came every time I compromised myself in a situation, or for a situation, a person, an idea, or an environment. Anytime we consciously sacrifice our power, we give up our power consciously and remain in an environment or in a space to sow into somebody else or sow into something else, and we know we're compromising and sacrificing our power, we betrayed ourselves. We betrayed our true nature. We broke the contract. We broke our trust. We broke the ability to walk in truth when we did not consciously make the decision to remove ourselves, right? And I know some people want to talk about compromise. What is compromise? Compromise is when you don't give up self. Compromise is a willing agreement, right? I'm willingly doing this to invest further into the relationship. A betrayal is, I know I should not be doing this because it's compromising my truth. My heart is being turned, but I'm not consciously speaking up for myself. I have betrayed myself. I have become my worst enemy, right? Wow. Yes, that's happened to me in the past, and getting more clarity and revelation. I understand that in life's path, in life's journey, as we continue to develop and walk in our purpose, how do we know we're on the right path? We never have to compromise who we are. We never have to compromise our power. We're not giving up our power. There's two things that happens. We're either feeding our spirit, or that situation is draining our spirit. Anytime we make that conscious decision to allow something to drain our spirit, we are not supposed to be there. Number one, if we make that conscious decision without speaking up or without doing anything, we become no different from that person that betrayed us, or that person who don't care about us, right? You are developing that same energy. You are creating that same environment for self to self, right? You have a calling to live out your purpose. You have a calling to be true to you, to yourself. Um, Man, it's so much that's on my heart right now. It's so much that I can speak on, because recently I was in a situation to where I got signs of lack of trust. I got signs of something was happening, that was changing the energy of the environment, and I did not remove myself in time. And every time I stayed there, my heart, my intuition, right? My intuition is the God in me. The God in me was telling me, hey, this is a sign. Hey, this is a sign. And that was the universe giving me little knocks, little knocks, little knocks, until it blew up, and I got hit on the side of my head very hard by the universal power, because I did not pay attention to what my intuition, what my true self was saying and feeling and speaking, because we were constantly sacrificing, all right? We were sacrificing our true nature to sow into something that was not sowing back into us. And in that space, my cup was being drained. Cups, right? Every space, every category in my life has a cup. I don't believe in having one cup, right? My peace has a cup. My joy has a cup. My wealth has a cup. My love has a cup. And I believe every cup in your life should be full. Every cup in your life should remain full, and the way it remains full is by being true to yourself. You can't sacrifice yourself. You can't betray yourself and think you're going to have a full cup and be able to sow and have an overflow to give to the world. You would never have an overflow betraying yourself. All right? There's a hole in your cup. And I thank God, I thank the universal power for allowing me, number one, to remove myself from that situation, but number two, to walk back in my truth, walk back in my purpose, walk back in my frequency of the higherness of myself, the higherness of my being that's beyond my flesh. And I really hope that you continue, if you haven't already, walk in self, that you get an alignment with self. And if you're in an environment that you have to compromise your power, you have to compromise who you are, and you're draining your spirit, that is not part of your path. That is not part of your purpose. There's no lesson there besides get out. Remove yourself. Remove yourself from that environment. Start to create new environments. Start to create a higher level of self-love. Start to understand that your sacrifice of true self is not worth it. Obedience. Obedience. God would never put you in a place of obedience that would sacrifice your spirit. I love you. I love you. I love you. God bless. Glow 2020.